Hello, welcome back to the Eric Michael Show. Are you ready for another positive dose of refreshment? Well, good, because today I'm going to talk to you about the secret powers of perspective and gratitude. So yeah, if you didn't already know, perspective and gratitude can be your superpower to positive mental health and a positive attitude and a happy life. For example, I am currently dealing with lots of stressors in my life. Here's my little violin, because I know things can always be worse, and I know there's always something to be grateful for. For example, I've been dealing with a flood. We had a water burst in my house back in Mother's Day, and we are still dealing with repairs and everything today, and it's like 2 weeks before Christmas. So we've been dealing with it for a long time. I could get all stressed about the money and our living situation. We're currently without our appliances, down to one bathroom. We can't wash our dishes, things of that nature. Or I could choose to be grateful and remind myself of things to be happy about, that there are silver linings. For example, thank God for insurance to begin with. If I didn't have insurance, I'd be without a house right now, and that would be a lot more to deal with and a bigger problem for sure. What else? My wife and I just got married. Well, we've been married for about 1.5 years and been trying for a baby the entire time with no luck so far. So that is also a stressor as the clock is ticking. But I know that my God can do miracles, and I am believing in faith that he will provide me with 2 healthy babies, a boy and a girl. Anyhow, what else? Oh, I've had lots of car repairs. Unfortunately, last year I had to completely replace my transmission, and since then I've had to take it back into the shop twice for $300 and $400 respectively. And since then, I've had to take my car back in 2 more times. I have an old car. For $700 repairs. So, money problems. But again, I can choose to be grateful. Thank God that we have automobiles that can take us from A to B, travel these great distances, that we don't have to be out in the elements like we used to do thousands of years ago, roaming the planet. As far as going back to being pregnant, thank God for doctors that can help us through fertility. There are plenty of people having babies well into their 40s, so I unfortunately might be one of those couples. But again, I have faith that God will provide me with the family that I long for. Amen, amen. Another thing that's been bringing me down lately is regret. The things I haven't done that I've wanted to get done, that I feel like I need to get done, that I feel the urgency that God is calling me. Eric, you need to get this done. Write your book, make some videos, help some people. So I could get all down on myself about what I haven't done and yada, yada, yada. Or I could be happy about what I've learned so far, what I'm gonna do in the future. Remember, failure is part of success. Everybody fails their way to success. When you were learning to ride a bike, you didn't know how to ride a bike when you first hopped on. You fell over and over and over again, failing until you learn. But now that you can ride a bike, do you consider all the times that you fell off your bike failures? No. That was just your time learning how to ride a bike. The point is, there's always something to be upset about. Life is life. It does include suffering and evil and things that we cannot explain, chronic illness, death to innocent people, or just death in general. It's really hard to get over the loss of a loved one. Anyhow, there are plenty of things I do not understand, and I don't claim to. However, I do know you can always choose to be grateful no matter the situation. If you don't believe me, look at Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning. This guy was able to keep a positive attitude in the Nazi concentration camps. So I think we can deal with the stresses of our significant others or our spouses or our wives, the stressors of our families or our jobs, our lives, etc. So perspective is the superpower. Change your perspective. There's always people that have it better than you, sure, but there's always people that have it worse. Thank God you're not in slavery. You're not a victim of human trafficking. You're not kidnapped by a psychopath. Those are extremes. But still, you're not in a third world country, unless you are. You're not starving. Anyhow, but even if you are dealing with a chronic illness or something like that, you can thank God for sunshine. You can thank God for breath. You can simply thank God to be alive. Even if that's all you got, if you can't think of anything else to be thankful for, at least remember that life is a gift from God. Enjoy the present and be thankful and grateful for your life. All right, guys, see you next time. Merry Christmas. See you next week for another dose of positive refreshment. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe and tell your friends about me. See you next week. Bye. Last week, Vader told you to have a holly jolly Sithmas. This week, Vader says, I can feel your presence. Anyhow, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. See you next week for another dose of positive reinforcement. Positive dose of reinforcement.